Hey guys, and welcome to this video. My name is Margot, I'm from South Africa, and I currently am in my home here in Dubai on my day off. And yeah, I thought this would be a nice time to just finally sit down and share my experience about the cabin crew assessment day. And hopefully a few of the things that I mention is something that you can take away from and apply to when you go to your assessment day. I've watched my fair share of YouTube videos about the assessment day, and I've also been to my fair share of assessment days. I'm not one of the lucky ones who had gotten this job after applying just once and going to one interview. I actually had to apply 12 times to be where I am today. So if you are in the same boat as I was, where you keep going to an assessment day or an open day or an invitation day and you fall out, you don't pass the second round or the third round, I understand your confusion, the anger, the frustration, just, you know, the sadness, the not feeling good enough. I can relate to every one of those feelings. In 2018, I went one more time with the airline that I really wanted to work for, and I just told myself, all right, you know, today this is your turn, like just pull out all the stops. I don't really know what that means, pull out all the stops, but I was determined to, you know, make it all the way through to the final interview and to pass that as well. And here I am, so I don't know what it was. Maybe they were just like, oh, just give her the job, we've seen her too much, just give it to her, let her just give it to her. But I'm very happy that they took a chance on me. I love the job, I am very happy here. I have my own little Dubai family, so it's going great. But despite what people may say about this job, or you know, what you may have heard, that sometimes it's not so glamorous as you may think, I get to wake up in a different country somewhere in the world at least twice a week. And for me, that's pretty freaking amazing. So during this video, I will be giving some tips from things that I've taken away from past assessment day experiences, and hopefully you can apply them to your assessment day. Alright, so the first thing that I can tell you is to be early. If the day starts at 9 a.m., you know, try to arrive there at least at 7 a.m. or maybe 7:30, but 7:30 is usually already a bit, you know, too late. When I went to an open day in Johannesburg, there were about 2,000 people that had come to an open day to drop off their CV. And it took the whole day. It was so long. So when I got there, there were already, you know, people waiting there since 5 a.m. And you know, you could say that, oh, that's too much or so. But if you're early, you don't have to worry that you're gonna be stuck in traffic or that you're going to be lost and you don't know where you are. This happens to me all the time. Luckily not on these days, luckily not, but I always get lost. I don't have a sense of direction. So yeah, if you arrive early, you have time to sit down, relax, just, you know, kind of get a sense of your surroundings, and that usually makes me relax as well. Also, if I'm one of the first people to arrive, it's much more easier for me to say to people who are just arriving, oh, would you like to come sit down? And then I'll just chat with them, because I like to talk a lot. If you do end up arriving a little later than everybody else and you come into the room, into the lobby, and you sit down and people are just kind of looking at you and so on, don't feel intimidated. I know it's very easy to feel intimidated, but don't go sit on your own. Come here, say, hi, my name is so-and-so, can I join you guys? And nobody's gonna say no. So just like grab a chair and then you sit. And if you can see that it's quiet, nobody's talking, take a deep breath and ask them a question. Everybody has the same thing in common on that day, and that is applying to become a cabin crew. So use that. Yeah, that helped for me a lot. And then when the recruiter arrived, she told us that we can all go into the room and there were a lot of chairs packed in rows. And the first thing that I did was to go to the very first row, and I sat in the middle. On that day, I wanted the recruiter to just, always see my face. I wanted, if she's going to look over here, my face is gonna be here. If she's looking over there, my face is gonna be here. If she's looking straight, right here. It's kind of like a, I don't know how to explain it, but I kind of thought, if she keeps seeing my face, I'll be in her subconscious. I wanted her to see that I was really engaged. I was really listening to what she was saying. I didn't know if it would work or not. I still don't know if that worked or not, but I'm here, so yeah. And then she had a little CV drop-off, so she would read our name. And before I get into anything further, this was an invitation day, meaning I had to apply online, and then I received an invitation to this open day. And then on this invitation, there would be the date and the time and the place where the open day will be. Nobody can just show up, you have to be invited. So we would drop off our CVs, and sometimes the recruiter will ask you a question or a few questions when you drop off your CV. Questions can be things like, tell me a little bit about yourself, or what are you doing right now, or why do you want to be a flight attendant, why I want to work for this airline. Make sure that your posture is up straight. Make sure that there's a good space between, yourself and the recruiter, because I've seen some people stand like right against the table, and it's kind of like dude, personal space. So just, stand good space between the two of you. And if you'd like, you can put your hands in front of you. You can just lock them, interlock them, because I always talk with my hands. So if I just hold them together, it'll keep me from doing that. I had my folder actually in my hand, so I could just hold on to my folder and not fiddle with my hands. And then you just take a deep breath, and whatever it is that you were practicing to say about yourself, keep it short and keep it sweet. Just don't ever tell them, I just love to travel and I want to travel the world. It's not gonna help you. So after the CV drop off, sometimes it'll be different. Sometimes they will already eliminate after the CV drop off stage, or everybody goes through. In this case, everybody went through. We had to go back inside the room, and all of the chairs had been moved. So we were about 105 people, and they placed the chairs in circles on this side and circles on this side of the room. And we had to sit in numerical order. So when we dropped off our CV, we received a sticker that you wear the sticker here with a number on it. Now, these stickers always fall off. I promise you, it's not gonna stay on for the whole day. So if you have a little pin or something that you can just kind of stick through to make sure that it stays on there, that'll be great. Otherwise, you end up like the rest of us, where you just keep holding it, or you lose it, or you have to just hold it up. And then we had received our first assessment. It is a group assessment, excuse me. And we were divided into groups of 3. And our task was, from the paper that we had received with like a picture on it, we had to come up with alternative creative uses for that object. So we received a colorful umbrella, and in our team, we had about 5 minutes. In our team, in our little group, each of us came up with a few ideas to present later to the whole room about this object. There are a few things that they will look for. Don't ever look at the recruiter when they are walking around and making notes, but make sure that when you are ever in a group setting and you have to interact with other people, don't talk over anybody, don't be dominant, and don't shove your idea down somebody else's throat, because you will not get the job. If you see that somebody is struggling to come up with an idea, ask them, do you need any help? Maybe you can say this and this and this. Or if they say, well, I was thinking of maybe saying this, say, oh, that's great. Maybe you can add this if you want, or anything like that. Show that you want to help, and also show that you are encouraging. When the time is over, the recruiter will say, all right, so in your teams, everybody stand up, and then one for one, you explain your idea. Now, here comes the presenting part. You have to make sure that when you talk loud and clear. If you are holding the piece of paper or the thing with the object on it, make sure to show it to the whole room. It's also something that I did, and because the people were behind me as well, so I turned and showed them. And as I spoke and explained my idea, I kept turning and talking to the other people in the room. Make sure to include everybody when you are explaining your idea. It's not about what your idea is. You can have the most silliest thing on earth planned for your object. That's fine, but it's how you present. And if you get nervous, my hands were shaking. All right, I was standing there and my hands were like this. It's been like this since school. Whenever I had to do a speech or something, my hands were shaking. It's completely normal, I hear, or I keep telling myself. So if you get nervous, or if you lose your train of thought when you accidentally catch someone's eye, because that will happen, it happens a lot, then rather just find some spots on the walls that when you talk to the room, you don't have to look at the people, you just look at the spots and you just alternate between the spots, and nobody's going to call you out saying, oh, she's not even looking at us, or anything like that. I've had trainers here in the training college do the same. They didn't do it all the time. Sometimes they will look at us, but I saw that they, just looked at the walls behind us. So feel free to do the same, and keep your idea or your presentation under 1 minute. If you can do it in 30 seconds, that will be great as well. Just don't talk too fast. And also think about your posture. Keep your shoulders back. Sit up straight, stand up straight. Don't stand with your weight on the one leg and the other one popped out like a little model or a diva or whatever. Keep them nice and closed. Even when you're sitting, don't slouch and just have your legs open, because I've seen that. Now, every recruiter has their own activities that they want to do for the day, so you may not even get this activity. You can get something completely different. However, the concept is still there. They want to see how you are in a group. They want to see how you present to a room full of people. If you would like to practice or prepare yourself for the assessment day, just take this example, of an activity that you may get, and pause the video, record yourself. Your eye can fall on anything. It can be a coffee cup or a book or a pillow, anything. And then you give yourself 5 minutes to come up with an idea, and then record yourself or go in front of the mirror and you present an idea for this object. And take a few different objects and so on, but it's mostly to prepare yourself to give a presentation. If you record yourself and you play it back, you can see, oh, maybe I talked too fast, or that wasn't too clear, or I say a lot, or I look up, or something. You can make notes on things that you don't like of what you did, and then you can just practice on trying not to do them, if that makes sense. Now, you may not get this activity, but this will still prepare you for your presentation skills, because you will have to do something in front of the whole room. I've heard something else where people introduce the person next to them and so on. So yeah. So after this round, when everybody spoke, the recruiter said that we have to leave the room. And that's where it's kind of stressful. You sit there and you ask people, oh gosh, how did I do? Nobody remembers how you did, to be honest. Everybody's just thinking about themselves and did I say this correctly, and so on. So if you ask somebody, oh, how did I do? They'll say, oh, you were so great. They don't remember. So just sit, maybe go outside, go for a breather, go to the bathroom, drink some water, take a water bottle with you, stay hydrated the whole day. And yeah, and then before you know it, the new list with numbers are going to show outside on the wall. So the number that's on your sticker, if it's on the piece of paper that is stuck onto the wall, that means that you made it through to the next round. So yeah, when we went through back into the room, all the chairs were rearranged again, and we were down to 15 people, and we had a big circle, and we were given papers with a scenario on it. And while we go through the scenario and the task that they want us to do, the recruiter will take our height, and we also had to touch a sticker to see if, you know, we reach the height requirements. You can stand on your tippy toes, however you have to take off your shoes if you're a girl. If you're a guy, you have to keep your shoes on and you have to be flat on the floor. So after she's finished, you will have about 5 minutes to do the task. So on the piece of paper, the scenario was something along the lines of you are a manager at a car rental company, and due to system error, you overbooked 8 clients and you only have 2 cars to give out to 2 customers. Which 2 customers will you give the car to? Now, next to the scenario on the paper, you will have a list of customer profiles. If you don't know what that means, it means they tell you what type of customers you have. So we had a businessman on his way to sign an important contract. We had a family of 5 going to a wedding, a rock band going to their concert. I think I'm leaving out a few as well. Anyway, to give you the gist, that's what a customer profile is. We had 5 minutes, each of us had to give out 2 people. You don't have to agree with anybody when you give out your own idea. When it was my turn, I gave out my 2 customers, and then I said, but we are a customer service company, so I came up with an idea for the other customers as well. I might have gone a little over my time limit, but I wanted the recruiter to see that I have the ability to come up with solutions, that when I'm on board and people tell me, oh, why are we not sitting together? And oh, why do I not have this? Or blah, blah, blah. You know, I have the ability to come up with solutions. And I don't know if that worked in my favor or not, but maybe it did. Maybe I did give her an idea of who I am and what I'd be able to do on board. When everybody gave their ideas, we had to, as a team, as a whole team, we had to come up with only 2 customers, and we all have to agree. Now, this is sort of like a make or a break round, because you get people who are so dominant, who are, you know, again, one of those people shoving their idea down your throat, and like I've heard other people say that there were people who literally shouted at each other, and no, but like this, and you have to take this idea, and no, but this person is going to sign a contract and it's really important. Oh, yeah, no. What you need to do is, if you have an opportunity to speak, you say it. You say, I actually really like what you said. We can take that customer, and then maybe we can take this customer as well. Yeah, what do you guys think? And then you don't have to say anything else. For the rest of the round, you do not have to say anything else. If you don't get a chance to give out your idea, you can just agree with what everybody is saying. If somebody's coming up with an idea, say, oh yeah, that's actually a good idea. Yeah. You know, and listen what everybody else, if somebody else wants to say something, you listen. If you really want to give out your idea, don't come off as strong or a leader or dominant or any, you know, thing like that where it's like too much or like intimidating. Just be friendly and acknowledge what other people are saying. It's not about who gets the car, really. It's about how you guys work together as a team. But now there was also a girl sitting next to me, and she did not say anything throughout the whole round. She was quiet. She didn't get in either. So make sure you say something, even if it's just, oh, that's a good idea, I like that. Or if you want to give out an idea, you know, that's great as well. But yeah, just don't be too much. After that round, again, the same thing. We went outside, waited for numbers, and I had never gotten this far. So when the list came out and my number was amongst the 5 numbers, oh gosh, I was very proud. So we all went inside and we just had to sign papers, and then we just chose our time slot to have an interview, because we had our interview over the phone and not in person, which is probably best because I was wiped for that day. I was so exhausted. I didn't have any more energy in me. We all just had a really nice chat, got to know each other, made a WhatsApp group, took a couple of photos together, and yeah, then we all headed back home. And when it was time for the final interview, it's like an app or a link to an app or something, and then you speak to the person on the other side. Now she was taking a lot of notes, like she was typing, so she was like this and she had her headset on, and she asked him a couple of questions. It's always nice to just have a little bit of an icebreaker. When I chatted with the girl, it was nice in the beginning. You can see she really did try to make me feel comfortable. Because I rambled and I spoke about the weather. She made me really comfortable about, you know, just coming up to talk about the weather, bless her heart. And then she explained how it was going to work, where she's going to ask me a couple of questions and I just answer them. I can take my time answering them, and she's listening to what I'm saying. She just has to type it all out. And I'll have you know, I have been trying for 2 years to get in. I have done research about possible questions that they can ask. Why do you want to be a flight attendant? Why do you want to work for this airline? What do you know about the airline? What do you know about the country that you're going to move to if you get the job? I started to learn airport codes and just things about the leader of the country. And yeah, I just wanted to be prepared. And they did not ask me one single question about this. Everything was customer service oriented. Tell me about a time where you went above and beyond for a customer. Tell me about a time where you were calm in a stressful situation. Everything that is customer service related, she asked me. I don't remember all the questions though, but might be good to go Google some customer service interview questions and just practice them. If they do ask you questions about customer service and you don't have any experience with that question, but you do have something nice that you did for a friend or a family member or so, mention it. I think that if you just show them that you are capable of going above and beyond, and where you can be calm in a stressful situation. It doesn't always have to be at work, but if you can show them that you have the ability, to do these things, I think that should be good enough. So don't stress too much about if you don't even have any customer service experience. A lot of people are students who applied and have no work experience at all. So don't be afraid to come up with an answer and it's not customer service related. At least you're showing them that you have these abilities to go above and beyond, or to take care of someone, or to be calm. And yeah, when she was done, she was like, oh, that's the last question. And before I could stop myself, I was like, whew, so I can breathe. I think it's important to show that, if you're a friendly person, to show that. And if you are open and it's easy to talk to you, I think, it's important to show that trait as well. I waited about 2 weeks to get my golden call, which is the call that you get when they call you and offer you the job. And then after that, it took me about another 3 weeks, I think. So I had my assessment day in September, and then I moved in October. So it happened very, very fast. It's been a great journey so far. I've been here 1 year and a couple of months, and like I said, I have my little Dubai family. I get to travel and see the world, and on board I have fun. So yeah, no regrets. I love it. It's amazing. Sometimes it's a little challenging, but what job isn't? And yeah, so I hope this helped. I hope that there's a few things that you could take away. There is this one channel called Wish Casting. They really go into detail about every round, about every detail and stuff like that. So definitely go check them out to prepare yourself. I just wanted to share my experience, and yeah, best of luck. I wish you all the best, and let me know if you got the job. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate to put them in the comment section down below. Alright, so that's it. I am going to go now, pack for my flight tomorrow, and all the best. Enjoy your day. Bye.